wait for the both. Hold on. Testing. No, it's not the way that I had it. All right, that's good. Testing.
Testing.
Okay.
I like that one.
What one?
The top one.
You like the top video?
It's the most flattering.
Oh.
It's good. I'm
Okay.
fine. I'll get over my insecurities.
You're beautiful. Okay. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Courtney. I was about to call you a different name. I'm
What-
tired.
What were you gonna
I
call
was
me?
gonna say Sam.
Oh.
Like I don't even know why, but
Because you have a daughter named Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like weird. I don't know.
When I was a kid, I was always like, how can parents forget their own children's names? But now as a parent, I go through 3 different names before I get to the... Like, I
Yeah.
called my son Blake, and then his 2 sisters' names, like, before I got to his name.
I'll even go through the pet names.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre. Like, why am I calling my kids like the dog's name?
Yeah. No, because so Magnolia, my oldest, starts with an M, and my dog Maple starts with an M. So I call my oldest daughter Maple all the time. And
Yeah,
they're
it's
both,
super confusing.
They're both trees.
My dog's name is Dallas, which
Ah.
anytime I'm yelling at the dog, which is a lot, he's a
Mhm.
pain.
Mhm.
Dallas! It sounds a lot like Alex.
Oh, yeah.
So she's always coming out of her room going, what? I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the dog.
That's pretty funny.
So annoying.
Dallas can't be as bad as Maple, though. Does Dallas roll around in
It-
red moles?
yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
in, feces.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's a pain.
Yeah. Dallas and Maple are soulmates.
He's also ruined at least two of my couches.
Mm.
So, yeah, he's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. But we love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't
Sure.
really get no. That's how Blake feels about Maple, too.
I do love him,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also kind of like over him.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. So Maple smells like Fritos. And so I just went to the vet yesterday, and I basically had to convince them to give me like antifungal medicine.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, she smells like a bag of Fritos, and it's bad. Like, I'm not going to live in a house that smells like a bag of Fritos. And they were like, well, the underlying infection is actually like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just give me the antifungal. They were not being super nice to me. And I went in very nice. I was like, listen, this is like year 4 of Fritos. Like, we need to try
Yeah.
something else. And
Yeah.
so I finally convinced them to give me the antifungal. So we'll see if the
Hopefully.
Frito smell improves.
Yeah, I hope that
Because Blake is over.
hope
He's
that
like
works.
you. He's over it. He's like over the dog.
it does. I've always been a huge animal lover, and I don't know if it's just I've gotten old, my patience has worn out, kids,
Mhm.
everything. I'm turning into that person that's like, yeah,
No more dogs.
no more dogs in the
Mhm.
house, no more
Mhm.
cats in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna change my mind as soon as I see a cute little
Right.
puppy or kitten, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
regret it later.
Right. Yeah, and it's hard to travel with dogs. It's easier to travel with cats. I feel like I'll always have a cat. But my cat right now, I don't have a litter box. She just lives outside.
Yeah.
And she comes in at night. But
All right. I spent almost $400
Uh-huh.
on an automatic litter box, right? Because I was like, this is gonna fix our problems.
Mhm.
It's gonna make the house smell better.
Mhm.
The kids never do it as
Mhm.
regularly as they're supposed to. Nope, has not fixed the problem.
Oh my gosh, really? It's not worth it? It didn't do what it was
Didn't
supposed
do.
to?
Yeah, I don't know if I just set it up wrong. It does work and it does cycle through,
Mm-hmm.
but my house still smells like cat,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't like it.
My friend has a cat and a litter box, and her house is like immaculate, like ridiculously clean all the time. I don't know how she just is like obsessive with cleaning, but I'll ask her what she does. But she's got like a box, like a wooden box.
Yeah.
And like it's inside the box, so maybe that would help. I don't know. But I'll also say, like, when I go to your house, I don't smell any animals. Like,
Really?
yeah, like if Dallas will come up and like jump on me, like I can smell like him. But like your house doesn't smell like Dallas
I feel like my house just,
or a cat.
because it's old, just smells
Well, I feel
bad
like that too.
regardless.
Yeah.
So
About
and
my
I-
house.
and the animals just don't help.
Yeah.
But no, and then on top of that, my dog, the asshole, likes to mark. He didn't do that before, but he'll go. So my cat has his own bathroom dedicated to him, including
There you
so his
go.
litter box is in there. And I have it so the dog can't get in, but he's such a bully. He'll like bulldoze in and like force his way in, and then he'll pee in the bathroom. So that doesn't help with the smell.
But I mean, yeah, I don't notice anything when I go to record it. Well, we haven't recorded it.
No, it's been a while. Yeah. Now I also have noisy birds now.
Oh yeah, those birds.
Annoying ass birds. My husband wanted them. He was like, I want them. I want them. He came home with them. All of a sudden, he's like, here, I bought them.
Is he sick of them?
Sick of them.
Is he gonna get rid of them?
Oh, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm like, no, you're not.
Oh, you don't want to get rid of them?
No, my son loves them.
Oh, CJ loves them.
Yeah, he loves them.
Yeah.
So he takes them out of the cage. They jump on him. Like I get near the cage and they're like hissing and attacking me.
But they like him.
He gets there and they come right up to him and they start giving him kisses. And so I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah, Magnolia found out that you guys had birds and she was like, I want birds. I was like, no.
Well, we might be giving them away soon.
Fuck no.
No, I told my husband, I'm like, you spent like a lot of money in the cage on the birds
and
themselves.
And your kid likes them.
And my kid likes them. And then you're going to give them away to someone else? No, we're stuck with them. Deal with it.
Yeah, and birds, they'll live a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not ours. We'll see.
Yeah, wasn't one of them sick or something?
One of them did pass away already.
Aww.
Yeah. We had 3.
Now you have 2.
And now we have 2.
Aww.
Yeah.
Your husband's like, 1 down.
1 down, 2 to go. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough animal talk. But yeah, tell our listeners and watchers, if you're watching this on YouTube, youtube.com/@MilfForBooks. Tell them what we're about to cover.
So we're going to talk about Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. And this book has been banned pretty heavily because it deals with LGBTQ characters, especially a trans boy.
Is he the main character?
Yes.
Okay, so
he's
the
main
character. A trans boy.
Yeah, so you already know. I mean, like, that's pretty much why it's been banned. But there's other things in there that I'm sure attribute it to as well.
When did it come out? You said like 2020?
2020.
And it's been like at the top, or top 10 on the ALA banned books list.
I'm not sure if it's made it to the top 10, but it is one that is targeted. And I can definitely see, just based on having a trans main character, they're not going to have it in libraries.
Right, yeah. Speaking of banned books week is coming up in, is it November, October?
No, I think it's October. 12th?
Yeah, and did you know that the theme for it is like Big Brother in 1984?
What does that mean?
You know the book.
Wait, you lost me. I'm thinking the show Big Brother.
No, sorry.
That's why I'm like, wait.
I remember when that show was out. That was such a weird show. So 1984 by George Orwell, a famously banned book for, it kind of like the themes of surveillance, which is where the Big Brother comes in. But I just happened to see like a social media post, and they're like, whoever's in charge of the banned books, I don't know who does it.
Right.
But it's like 1984, George Orwellian. So I think that's going to be the next book that I read is 1984. Okay. So Jennifer's covering Cemetery Boys today. What was that?
My earring. It's been falling out all freaking day.
On there?
It says, I don't know, I'm just a girl.
I love it. It's cute. Well,
let me forget it. I mean,
it wanted to make a special appearance. So yeah, I'm going to cover 1984 by George Orwell. After, I don't know, whenever I finish reading it. But this is the next junior episode we're going to cover is A Map for Palestine. So I don't know, maybe by the time banned books week comes around, I'll be covering 1984.
All right, I have that one too.
I have 2 copies of it.
So I'll read it along. Yeah. We could do a buddy read.
Yeah, let's do it together. It's our book club. Speaking of book club, we're still trying, not super hard because we both have full-time jobs, but we are still trying to start a book club. So anyone interested, DM us, comment, whatever, let us know your thoughts on books to read in the book club if you want to be a part of it. We're going to get it off the ground hopefully pretty soon here. But yeah, I'm excited about the prospect of that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And so yeah, before we jump into, or should we just sort of do both, because this kind of, is a important and relevant topic, considering that the gun violence that we've seen in the past 3 weeks,
right?
Like, it's just been back to back, and it's devastating and so sad, but it's also like stirring up lots of hateful rhetoric and divisive language, and We just we need to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's part of the issue. The trans community has become like the main target for the right wing. It's just like they make less than 1% of the population, or 1% of the population.
Yeah,
And
I think it's about 1%.
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they want to act like they're the problem for everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones abusing children, which I have
No.
not seen evidence of that to
No.
date. Like, has I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened, because I'm sure there's a case somewhere,
Yeah.
but it's not happening at the scale that they're pretending it
Exactly.
is. Like, it's still men,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
straight men.
And here's their number one argument about trans has been about bathrooms, right?
Right.
The whole bathroom debate. So here's where it just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, my coffee is trying to come back up. I'm fine. This is always happen. So here's where it doesn't make sense. Is like, you're telling me that you're afraid of trans women going into the bathroom because you're afraid they're actually cis men dressed up like a woman
Right.
trying to sexually assault you. So really what you're afraid of is a cis man?
Pretty much.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Because a trans woman, am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yeah, a trans woman is not going to go into the bathroom and assault another woman. Like that's...
They're just using the restroom.
And that's where the confusion comes from, because these people refuse to acknowledge the identity of trans people. A trans woman is, if we're going to be biological and talk about the definition of a trans woman, is a biologically born male who identifies as a woman.
Right.
Someone who feels like they were born in the wrong body, which we've talked about extensively on this podcast when we covered Genderqueer by Maya Kobeig.
Yeah.
And that book is a great start into sort of like teaching yourself and learning about like the biology of gender, because you can be born with both sets of genitals.
Right.
And the doctor just chooses for you.
Yeah.
You have a 50-50 chance of choosing the right gender.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that every trans person is born with two sets of genitals, but I am saying, like, if that is possible, like if being born with two sets is possible, then being born with one set but also having like the neurological wiring of the opposite gender is possible, especially considering we don't know all the genes that make up the human body. Like, we don't know everything that controls humans. Like, we know like just the tip of the iceberg.
And like that Genderqueer helped us learn was that there are different, it's not just XX and XY chromosomes. There are different makeups that cause differences.
Like Turner syndrome, Jamie Lee Curtis, Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Has that come out yet?
The new one? I think so.
Did you see it?
I did not. I wanted to, because that was like a big popular movie with my kids.
Yeah, Magnolia really wants to see it. I think we were busy. It like came out when we were on vacation or something. But anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis has XO, so 1X, and that's just one example.
Yeah.
Of
so
dozens.
And there's other people who just, they were raised as girls, but they felt male the whole time. We don't know, right? We don't know. The thing is, it's not up to, and what pisses me off too? They'll say, well, I choose to like men, right? A woman saying that, like, I chose. So you're saying that you're having to make that choice. While the trans person is not saying I made that choice. They're saying I just like this, or I just feel this way. I'm not choosing it. It's just how I feel.
Right. Yeah.
So it's almost like the people who are fighting so much and saying I'm choosing to do this are fighting against maybe some internal feelings they're having.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also fighting just against logic.
Right. That too.
Which I will never understand, which kind of ties into the next thing that we can relate this to, because, as we all know, the tragic shooting at the Annunciation Catholic Church was carried out by a trans man or woman?
Trans woman, right?
Okay. I don't know.
I'm not sure now either. I know that it was a trans person. I don't remember if it was someone who had transitioned to a woman or a man.
Yeah, I don't know the details on that either, but I do know the statistics. And there have been 0.004% of shootings carried out by not just trans, but non-binary individuals, right? So it's sort of like, it's not I think there were a total of 5 or something like that, right? And so that makes up 0.004% of
Right.
all of the shootings that we're talking about. And that was what the college student was asking Charlie Kirk moments before he was shot.
Right.
But it is such an important statistic to talk about, regardless of the death of Charlie Kirk or not. But, it's just important for people to understand that, like, this such a small percentage of shooters was, gender atypical.
Right. And how they'll jump on that. When a shooter is trans, suddenly it's like, you see, look, there's a problem with
Or
it.
black, or an immigrant.
But when it's a white male, which is usually
About
the suspect,
90%.
they're like, oh, it's a mental illness. It's guns. It's never guns. Sorry. It's never the gun.
Right. No.
But,
yeah.
It's like, how come when it's a trans person, you want to focus on that person being trans, but you refuse to focus on the fact that the other 95%, 99%, right?
Yeah. Well, here it is right here. So, Anti-Defamation League, legit data collecting source. Like, I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. Like, this is...
Like I do. I'm like, I heard somewhere.
Sometimes I do pull things out of my ass, but I'm not right now, which is important. So, domestic extremist related killings. And this is important because gang violence isn't a part of this. So this is extremist related killings in the U.S. by perpetrator affiliation from the years 2008 to 2017. 71% were right-wing extremists. 3% were Islamic, okay? And then 26% were left-wing extremism. And that category includes anarchists and black nationalists. So, I don't know but either way, 3/4 versus 1/4.
Right.
And then murders connected to political extremism by type. So it kind of goes even further. 55% were connected to white supremacy.
Shocker.
14% was connected to anti-government. 6% was connected to, quote, other right-wing, which they're like, we don't know what to put in for this category, but it's definitely right-wing. So if we do some quick math here, which we all love, 55 plus 20 is 75. So 3/4, the overwhelming majority. And then let's see, 4% were left-wing.
Okay.
And this is for murders connected to political extremism.
Right.
4% were left-wing.
Evil exists everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just trying to say, like, when the right accuses us of violence, of not having compassion. Because here's the thing. Yes, Charlie Kirk was shot. And no one deserves to be shot.
Mm-hmm.
Do I care that he passed away?
No.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, because I don't. He is someone that literally believed that it was okay for lives to be lost to gun violence so that they can keep their Second Amendment. And the problem is he was okay with it because he wasn't thinking he was going to be a victim. Mm-hmm. He was thinking maybe one of our children would be the victim.
He thought he had that privilege.
Yes.
Of not being a victim. Yeah.
And so now the people who have stayed silent and have never, it's baffling to me because in small groups of just this town alone, and I don't leave these groups because I like to see what they're saying. And for years, they have said the nastiest, most hateful, most racist, just disgusting things. And now they're like, oh, if you say one thing about Charlie Kirk, we're booting you from this group. And I'm like, you bunch of pussies.
I have a great piece of evidence to back that up. I mean, there's so much evidence out there to back that up. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But so Nancy Mace,
before she knew.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, so she's a representative. What is she in, like, Congress or something? I don't know. She's some sort of right wing. She's a MAGA representative. So she said on September 10th, 2025, like before we knew who it was, time to bring back the death penalty. Fast forward to September 12th, 2 days later. We know Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for such an evil and lost individual like Tyler Robinson to find Jesus Christ.
Crazy. And
So pray for him.
find Jesus Christ. His father is literally a pastor.
No, his father actually, that I think I saw, we'll have to double check this, but I saw people thought his father was a pastor, but he's actually like a sales, I don't know, he was like in some sort of business.
Okay, but a lot
Yeah.
of pastors have side jobs.
True, maybe he
So-
was like, yeah, he could have like worked with like
Because
the
he was a
church in
sheriff
some-
at one point, right?
He was, I don't know about that either. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, a lot of, here's what we do know. So there have been rumors, pastor, police, I don't know. I saw that he was like a sheet metal salesman or something. I don't know. But what we do know is that they were it's a Mormon family.
right.
It's a Christian, well, obviously Mormon. It's a Republican.
Right.
family. No, we don't know about how MAGA they were. We just know Republican,
Right.
Mormon, and
And
was a
gun
third
loving.
one. Oh yeah, they liked guns.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, even let's say, even because they're trying to, and this is why we bring this up in part of the book, they're trying to pin it back on a trans person
Mhm.
and him being in a relationship with a trans roommate that he has.
What?
You haven't seen that?
No.
Yes. So that's like, I don't know if this roommate really exists, if they really are trans. But they're trying to tie it back like, oh no, he went to college, which by the way, he went to college for 1 semester and then he went to a trade school. So, but apparently in that 1 semester, he
met
went
a
woke.
Trans? Oh, fuck.
No, he went woke because,
Colleges
college.
make you woke. Yeah.
Yes, colleges make you woke.
Yeah.
Um,
The good ones too. Anyway.
and this college was in Utah, by the way, which is again, very Mormon.
Yeah.
So
Salt
yeah,
Lake City can be pretty liberal, though. I think.
can it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe, but
Most major cities have the potential to be woke.
so I'm saying let's say that what set him off was probably maybe let's go with their scenario that it's because he's dating a trans person and he's gay, and that's what motivated this killing, and not that he's a graper. Grape. That makes sense.
Not groper. I mean, maybe, but graper.
So let's say that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Who showed him how to shoot a gun?
I don't know.
Who put guns in his hand?
His dad.
His dad.
Yeah.
Or his family.
Yeah.
From a young age, there's pictures of him with
Really?
big guns. Not like handguns, big guns. So who taught him all these violent things?
Oh my god.
It's still his family. It's
Yeah.
still that right-wing mentality of guns,
Mhm.
guns, guns, shoot, 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 ask questions later.
Let's talk about groupers because that.
Yes.
So he lived online. Like from a young age, it seems like maybe he was a part of like a stable family, but that really liked their guns, right?
Right.
But then something drove him to like seek comfort and friendship. I don't know, whatever in this like online world of groypers. Which, what do you know about groypers?
So my understanding, it is a further right-wing movement, and it is led by another disgusting, vile human,
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes.
Yes.
And yeah, pretty much they didn't think Charlie Kirk was extreme enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Like it's Wikipedia has them as an alt-right white nationalist Christian nationalist activist led by Nick Fuentes. They're also referred to as internet trolls, and they're kind of like known by this frog
he
man.
has a name. What is his name?
I think it's Groyper.
No, his name is something else. Pepe the Frog.
Oh, Pepe the Frog. Yeah, I
Something
remember
like
that
that.
from like a long time ago. Yeah. So anyway, Robinson sort of like lived in this world where it was like this video game mentality where they would like play, what was the name of the video game that they would play?
Hell
Diver or something.
Diver. Yeah.
And what was on the bullet casings were all of these references to the Groyper movement
Right.
and to the Hell Diver video game. It was like up, up, down, down, left, right, whatever, which was like a video game code for like message for like, oh, I'm just gonna kill you to end the conversation.
And I think the movement actually dropped like a bomb on
Yeah.
people.
So it's like command key, like
Yes.
keyboard command to drop a bomb on someone as a way to end the conversation. Let's just pause and think about that for a second. That was on the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk.
No.
Or that was on one of the...
One of the bullets. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what was on that.
On the bullet that was on... sorry, it's bad to laugh, but you can't help but laugh when you hear what's on these bullets.
It was like baffling. It's
looks at bold. Oh, ow, or something like that. Oh.
That's a reference to like furries.
Yes, but it's not because he was
it's
a part
of
the
pro-furry.
No.
It's anti-furry.
Right, it's anti-furry community.
Yeah.
So
it's like making fun of the furry. So you have to understand the messages here to really understand what kind of a person this Robinson guy was. And he was more extreme than Charlie Kirk, and Nick Fuentes has gone on record saying that Charlie Kirk was too soft.
Right.
And this guy was a follower of Nick Fuentes.
And just like 2 or 3 days prior to his shooting, Laura Loomer had also gone after Charlie Kirk.
Really?
Yes. And she since has deleted that tweet.
Wow.
So, and my understanding, don't quote me on this one, is the shooter followed both Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer.
Huh.
So...
Wow. Yeah. And lots of questions that have not been answered here, but I just want to say that, I mean, and it sucks that I feel like the need to even have to say this, but like, I don't condone shooting anybody, even someone as terrible as Charlie Kirk. Like, he was a terrible human being.
Right.
Who spread terrible messages of hate and successfully further divided our country into the left versus right mentality, which is very problematic.
Very.
And it's not solving any problems. It's just causing more problems. And he, along with people like, the Proud Boys and Bannon and the guy from InfoWars, whatever that guy's name is. You know that guy?
I do, but I can't think of his name.
Alex Jones.
There you go.
Those kinds of people. They just like, in Laura Loomer, like they further this division that like the right is like the traditional Christian, like wholehearted, like family, political party of family values. And the left is like this like groomer, pedophile, like evil, like strayed from God sort of like group that's going to destroy the American family, right? And that is not only just completely inaccurate and wrong, but it's so harmful to our country. So a man like Charlie Kirk not being around anymore, I gotta say, not sad. But if we think about it in the sense that he was killed by someone who wants to do what he's doing, but times 1,000, not good.
Right. But here's what pisses me off. The right now, first of all, they already know who the shooter is. And they're still going on, like his wife, because people are like, he had a wife. His wife is a horrible person too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for his kids.
Yeah.
But I also think now his kids maybe have a better chance not being influenced by someone like their dad.
Yeah, I don't know about
but
that. Yeah.
The mom, like I said, is just as bad.
Yeah.
So, but they now are going on TV and saying things like, you've lit a fire in us.
Who? Like
who? Right? Who is?
The left had nothing to do with this.
You already know that it was a white cis male who was Republican, or I think he was NPA, but his whole family is Republican. He was taught how to shoot by a Republican. Okay, like the gun culture is yours; it's not ours. And you're still like, we're gonna like kind of just being so. It's us versus them still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we didn't do anything.
Yeah. It's like, it's what it is it's gaslighting at its finest.
Yes.
It's like, oh, no, the sky isn't blue. I'm staring at it right now. Like, the left did this to Charlie Kirk. No, he didn't. Like, that's gaslighting at its finest. And sadly, it's working.
Because they think we're celebrating his death.
Right. That's why
pointing
it's working.
out all the horrible shit he's done is not celebrating his death. But I also am a firm believer, and this is not because of Charlie Kirk. This is way before. just because you're dead does not mean we forget the horrible shit you've done.
Exactly.
Okay? And that is true even about my father.
Yeah.
So like if you know me in my personal life, you know that if I talk about my dad, I will tell you all the horrible shit he has done. And I love the man. And he wasn't that bad in the scheme of things, but he wasn't a great husband, right? And I would be quick to point it out to anyone who's like, "Oh, he's so great." Yeah, well, you didn't have to live with him, you know.
Yeah.
He was great outside the house,
Yeah.
but you didn't have to live with him. Because just because he's dead, we don't forget the shit he's done, and we don't excuse it.
Right.
At least I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I
know
don't subscribe.
some people do that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't speak ill of the dead. Fuck that.
Why?
Why?
Who the fuck cares? Yeah, they're dead. Like
Yeah.
more than any, like, don't speak ill of the living. Well, unless you're gonna say it to their face, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the aftermath of what has happened. As a result of this. Starting with the threats to the HBCUs,
Right.
The historically black colleges and universities.
And literally, the black community had nothing
Nothing.
to do with this at all.
I think so. There have been like isolated cases, and not even of black people doing this, but like I think I saw like a white guy on a bike go up to a Charlie Kirk memorial and just destroy it, and then he got attacked by police.
Okay.
And so like, I mean, violence is never the answer, right? But he went up and this guy and like kind of like put the people around him in danger by just destroying this memorial. So like I don't think that's the answer, you know. I think that goes beyond free speech because it did put the people around him in danger because it became like an escalated situation where things were being thrown and broken and things. But I think that the right is clinging on to very isolated incidences like that and saying that this is the left's fault when it's just someone who's angry and made a poor choice in expressing their anger.
Right. And how it's bad. Listen, I know it's not just white people, but white people, this is for you. You guys are upset because you finally see it happening to someone who looks like you. Meanwhile, it has been happening to people of color for a long time. So suddenly, and that's what's upsetting to a lot of us to see a lot of people that we knew.
George Floyd.
No, well, yes, but also now who never listen. I have people who have never said shit about all the school shootings other than thoughts and prayers.
Right.
So sad.
Right.
They've never said anything when kids are being separated from their families. Right. They've never said anything about what's happening in Palestine and like literal children being blown up. And suddenly this video, just because I guess they saw it, and honestly, the video I did see it of him getting shot. It is not as graphic as other videos that I have seen recently.
Go watch what's happening in Gaza right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was hard to watch, but I mean, it almost looked like a movie. It didn't even feel like it would. And I'm looking at kids without limbs,
right?
Who have been blown to pieces. I'm seeing families carrying around an infant that's basically just a body, no head. You see horrible children just, yes.
Emaciated. And these people are choosing they don't want that in their feed.
Right.
They don't want that in their algorithm because they can just say it's not happening. And they want to live in that blissful ignorance because they don't want to admit that they're a part of the people that they voted for are a part of the cause of that.
Right. Meanwhile, our side has been asking for gun reform. We've been asking to save our children,
to keep families together during.
Yes, and the
to
same
stop
people
sending weapons to Israel, like
who have been excited to see immigrants being eaten by alligators.
Yeah, the same people who take their little kids to pose for pictures underneath the alligator Alcatraz sign in the same way that people, when lynchings, which we'll get to in a minute, were still a commonplace thing, would take their kids to go watch black people be murdered.
Right.
Or lynched. Like, and these are the same people that are like, how dare you speak, ill of Charlie Kirk or...
He was a father. George Floyd was also a father.
Yeah, let's talk about George Floyd for a second. Like, let's just say he did use a $20 counterfeit bill. Does he deserve to be choked out by a police officer for using a
Right.
counterfeit? No. Charlie Kirk, he said some really nasty shit. He said that black women, specifically Kamala Harris and who else?
Michelle
Kata-
Obama.
and Ketanji Jackson. Did I say
Yes.
her name right?
Brown?
Brown? Jackson Brown?
Hold on. I have the picture.
Jennifer's gonna look it up.
We're horrible at names.
I
Like,
know,
it's
we're
so
terrible.
bad.
Anyway, Charlie Kirk said that these three women didn't have the brain space to what?
So, Charlie Kirk said Joy Reid, Ketanji Brown, Jackson.
Ooh.
We were both right.
Yes.
Right and wrong. Sheila Jackson Lee and Michelle Obama used affirmative action because they do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously, so they had to steal a white person's shot. Now, that is paraphrased. It was a lot longer conversation,
Doesn't matter.
but so people are quick to be like, put it in context. The context does not make it fucking better.
No, it definitely doesn't. If anything, it makes it worse. But so the point that we're making here is that both of these people, George Floyd and Charlie Kirk, you could argue did bad things.
Right.
Okay. Although I would argue that using a $20 counterfeit bill is not as bad as what Charlie Kirk said about these women and more. But the point is they both did, quote, bad things, right? Do they deserve to be murdered for saying those things or doing those things?
No.
No. And I think that the majority of, quote, the left or whatever agrees with that statement. Nobody in their right mind thinks it's okay to just go snipe someone. Like, it's not
Right.
okay. But what has happened, Donald Trump is portraying it in a way that we, as woke liberals, want that to happen and are okay with that happening. And we do not condone political violence or violence of any kind. We want gun reform.
Right. I love the saying, and I've seen it posted quite a bit. We're not okay with what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is okay with what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yes. Yeah. True.
And it's like a perfect
Mhm.
way of putting it because he was okay with this happening.
Mm-hmm.
We have been asking for this not to happen and for laws to change
Mm-hmm.
and things to change so that this doesn't happen.
Which, did you see that someone is creating a bill? They called it the Charlie Kirk and Melissa Hortman gun violence something or other.
I hope they do.
But all it is background checks, and this would not have prevented a background check would not have prevented the death of Charlie Kirk because what's his name, Robinson, could have had a background check
Right.
and he could have still gotten a gun. So.
Yeah, it's not.
But anyway, I think I've mentioned him before, Sean Watmore. He's an Irish poet.
Okay, yes.
And so I'm going to just read this poem because it beautifully sort of makes the point that we're unbeautifully trying to make, which is why I love poetry so much.
Right.
But I could never be a poet, so I just enjoy it. So he says, excuse me. Why does the world mourn a white man when women and children die by the score? Why do some murderers get a whisper of airtime while some others get damn it, my stupid coffee. While some others get infinitely more? Does sympathy have a gender? Does empathy have an ethnicity? Do care and concern have a color of skin? If so, we must wonder, as all sense falls asunder, what kind of world we live in. And that's just one of a couple of poems that he's posted recently that just like really resonate with me.
Right.
And I think kind of makes the point that we're trying to make here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be good about expressing myself this way because I am an angry person when it comes to stuff like that.
I feel like I always just
And I have been
yell.
arguing left and right with people about this. I saw someone post a video and it's like top video was like the riots that happened during George Floyd, right? And the bottom was vigils happening for Charlie Kirk. And then it was kind of like making the comparison, like how we react to things, how they react to things.
Mm-hmm.
And it pissed me off so much because, and of course, it was someone I knew. So I was like, okay, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I said,
that's my Jennifer.
yeah, I was like, listen, the first guy was killed by a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going to protest that.
Yeah.
Because that is a government official.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk was killed by a random citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And by guns, which you guys refuse to protest. So what are you
Exactly.
going to protest
I don't know.
against?
I don't know. I don't get.
You
So
can't protest yourselves, and you can't protest guns because that's against what you guys are. You guys can't
what
protest
are they
that.
protesting
So
against?
what are you going to do
Did you hear about the protests in Britain?
for
Charlie Kirk.
protests?
So I don't know.
I've been hearing that he's got support worldwide, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, this cancer has really spread.
So let me just read it. Yeah, the cancer has this. That's a good way of saying it. So have you probably haven't heard of Tommy Robinson, have you?
No.
So Tommy Robinson is like the British equivalent of like the Proud Boys meets Steve Bannon in one person. Like his Wikipedia page is so long and it just starts with just vile act after vile act. Like he is a terrible person. He so
Is that
he
like one of the people that Elon Musk was trying to get elected?
oh in Britain. I don't no, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. He was born Stephen Christopher Yaxley, but he changed his name to Tommy Robinson because he didn't change his name. He like pretended to be someone else, like to evade, I don't know, capture because he's like a scam artist too.
Oh my
But he's an
goodness.
anti-Islam campaigner and one of the UK's most prominent far-right activists with a huge history of criminal convictions. Um, he's been active in far-right politics for many years. He was a member of the British National Party, which is a British fascist political party, short-lived. But now I think, oh, he co-founded the English Defence League, EDL, which is basically like a hate group. It's like an anti-Islam, I don't know, just like hate group. He actually, he's appeared on InfoWars with Alex
Of
Jones.
course.
Yeah, I think he like used his friend's passport to get into America illegally.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's fucking like just crazy. Like he's out there. But anyway, let me scroll down to what happened in September of 2025. Sorry, it's just so long. So much scrolling. This guy, there's like so much that he's done. Okay, here it comes. All right. On 13 September 2025, in central London, over 110,000 people gathered in a rally organized by Robinson. A 5,000 strong counter protest by anti racism campaigners also took place. Violence at this Unite the Kingdom rally saw 26 police officers injured, 24 people arrested after protesters threw bottles and other projectiles. So 110,000 protesters. So it wasn't just for Charlie Kirk, right? But there were
Right.
people holding pictures of him.
Okay.
It says it's like anti-immigration protest.
Oh.
So similar to what's happening over
Yeah.
here, right? So since July of 2025, protests against immigration have taken place in parts of the United Kingdom, some of which have led to violent disorder. At least 40 police officers have been injured, and 140 people have been arrested. So it was just another one of those, but they have been organized by Tommy Robinson, who I think was a supporter of Charlie Kirk or
Probably. I mean,
vice
they probably
versa.
stood for
Yeah.
the same things.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's sad. It is really sad to see how many people were okay with what he stood for.
Hmm.
And when we say he was racist, he was homophobic, he was sexist, and we literally point you to statements he has said, videos of him saying these things.
Hmm.
And the fact that other people are looking at it and saying, well, yeah, I agree with that,
Hmm.
or that's not racist when it most definitely is. It's like, yeah, how I hate it here. Like I
Yeah.
don't these
Well,
people like are
it's
all
not,
around us.
and it's not well in the whole world, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like you said, the cancer is spreading, and it's like, well, sure. I mean, but it may have started in Britain if we're gonna go all the way back.
Yeah.
But it's just the cancer started in Britain, came to America, now it's going back to Britain. It's like
Yeah.
just going back and forth. But yeah, it is pretty depressing when you think about it, like about the whole world. If you take a step back and you look at
Right.
what's going around the whole world, but we have to just like keep doing what we're doing and keep fighting for the truth. For example, let's pivot, I guess, to the lynchings,
Yes.
or alleged lynchings,
Right.
because so this happened like yesterday. So
Mhm.
today is September what?
16th?
The 16th. This will probably get published on like the 17th or the 18th, but so on September 15th, I guess, two black men in Mississippi were found hanging from trees.
Right.
The first one that I heard about, let's look up his name.
And I'm going to
Trey
point out,
something.
too, that I also know that there has been several black men found hanging
And this
from
is
trees in the past, like, year and a half that I can recall hearing about them. Not, it doesn't make huge, it's always, it was suicide. But it's weird that there's never video of how they got there. There's no, all these places have videos, cameras, and suddenly now there's no video of how they got up into the tree, how they were able to hang themselves. There's no evidence, like nobody saw them doing this in a public area.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it always seems fishy, right?
Yeah.
And so in the case of Trey Reed, a 21-year-old student at Delta State University in Mississippi, he was found dead on campus Monday morning. What's today?
Okay, today's Tuesday.
Yeah, so yesterday. Okay. Sparking widespread shock and grief. According to university officials, his body was discovered hanging from a tree in the central part of the campus near the university's pickleball courts. The university police chief, Michael Peeler, stated that initial observations did not indicate foul play, but the Bolivar County coroner has not yet confirmed the cause of death. And I saw somewhere else that the coroner was like, be patient. I have to do my job.
Right. Don't rush me.
Yeah. And I hope he doesn't get paid off, 'cause,
Right.
I mean, that would not be outside of the realm of possibility at all. But Reed's family has condemned the sharing of videos and images of his body, obviously, and the university has canceled classes. But there have also been reports from his family saying that his legs and arms were broken.
Oh.
Yeah. But these are, social media.
Right.
So these are people saying, I heard from someone who heard from his cousin that his arms and legs were broken. So, but we don't know the truth. And what we need here, this is, why we pivoted to this part of the conversation, is because, we need to continue to be truth seekers,
Right.
which the right is not doing. They're ignoring the truth and they're twisting it for their own agenda, right? But we need to continue to demand transparency and public release of these records,
Right.
so that we actually know what happened. And you could say the same for Epstein. Like, we
Right.
need transparency. Like, democracy does not work without transparency, because, if there's no transparency, then you can trick an entire nation of people in voting for a convicted felon
Yeah.
and alleged rapist, accused rapist.
And speaking of the Epstein files, I hate to be now a huge conspiracy theorist,
It's not
but
a
I am
conspiracy.
starting to
Yeah.
turn into one, because I find the timing of what happened to Charlie Kirk very suspicious.
I know. I don't even just have
Um,
the energy to go down that road, but
and
I get what you're saying.
So at the end of the day, let's just remember that Epstein files are still there. They should be released, and they voted while everyone was
Yep.
distracted with what happened to Charlie Kirk.
They did a
They
lot of things
voted
while we were
to
distracted.
not release those files.
Right. So, but my argument, I agree with you there, and it does seem fishy. But my argument is they would have done it anyway. There's
Oh yeah, they're gonna do it
nothing
anyway. Yeah.
nothing is stopping him from doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. And did you see also that as much as Trump loved Charlie Kirk and respected him, he didn't show up to the vigil.
No, and when he was asked, how are you dealing with the death of your very good friend? He immediately pivoted to something unrelated to Charlie Kirk. I think his words were something like, well, I think I'm doing better than most people would. I mean, consider this $10,000 blah 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 that we're doing.
He
and
started
then just
showing off.
completely changed the subject to something that he did. Yeah, and so he doesn't give a shit.
No, which we knew that.
Yeah,
He
no.
doesn't give a shit. So if you're gonna get mad at us for not giving a shit, but you're
No.
still gonna praise him,
Exactly.
and he doesn't
clearly
give a shit
no.
either.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
it's baffling to me. But I did like that he said that smart people don't like him.
Oh yeah.
And yes, I
Yeah.
agree. We
So-
do not.
Remember there a long time ago, with the first time he was elected, there was this thing going around the internet that turned out to be fake. It was he was in the 80s and he was like, if I ever ran for president, I would run as a Republican because Republicans are stupid.
Yeah.
That turned out to be fake, but we all knew that's what he really felt.
Right.
And so he basically admitted it.
And they all just laughed. Like, did you not get the insult was to you guys? Like, it's not insulting to be smart.
This is cult behavior, okay?
Like, he's literally saying dumb people like him and smart people don't.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what?
That is cult behavior. It's like,
it's so weird.
He is their leader, and anything he says is true.
Mm-hmm.
Even, and that's gaslighting too, is like they know that, you know, they have to believe and accept everything that he does and says.
Yeah.
Which is cult behavior. So the name of the other man who was found hanging from a tree is, shoot, my phone just stopped working. Do you know the name of the other man? Or the name of the other man? I'm going to have to edit this part out. What? I'll remember. One thing to edit won't be too bad. I have it right here, but there's no subtitles.
A man was found hanging from a tree Monday morning in the woods near.
The police try to rule out immediate suicide. Boom. Corey, I'm gonna fuck up his name, but Corey
Zukatis.
was found.
He didn't even say it.
Corey Zukatis.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the other black man who was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi. His name is Corey Zutakis.
Yes, he's a 36-year-old homeless man from Brandon.
In Mississippi, though.
Yes, and he was found near a Maristar casino.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting about that is it was immediately ruled as it wasn't ruled as anything. It was like under investigation.
Right.
Whereas the Trey Reed, they're immediately trying to say it was no foul play.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, they didn't. Did they say? I don't know if they said they just said no foul play, which implies it was a suicide. Because if there's no foul play, what the fuck else was it?
Right. How else do you end up in a tree?
Right.
Other than
Yeah.
you did it yourself.
And we've seen, and you know, the black voices that come out when this happens that should be amplified and listened to, they all say the same thing, which is black people do not lynch themselves.
Right.
And anyway, so the fact that two black men, one I think was biracial, but whatever, were found hanging from trees in Mississippi on the same day.
Right.
After 3 HBCUs were threatened with bomb threats because of the Charlie Kirk, backlash is, I mean, obviously there's something going on.
Something's off. Something's weird. And again, I want to go back to how these people have come after us for not caring what happened to Charlie Kirk. When I say not caring, we care that he was killed by a gun. Mm-hmm. We don't care that he was killed. I know that sounds really harsh to say. I'm not gonna say we don't care that he was killed. Yeah, we don't mourn that he was killed.
We don't mourn. Yeah,
we don't mourn his passing
because we care that political violence is becoming more of a thing. We don't want that, but we don't mourn him as an individual.
Right. And I will also say, even I don't think he was killed for his when they thought it was the left, right? Mm-hmm. When they thought it was the left that had something to do. Oh, you shouldn't be killed for your political views. His views are not political. His views are racist, homophobic, sexist. That is not political views. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to separate those. Yeah. Political views are taxes should go towards this or, whatever. It's not black people, shouldn't have the right to vote. Mm-hmm. I guess it's somewhat political, but it's based in racism and it's bullshit.
Well, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick kneeling.
Right.
And how he had the backlash that came from that. The same people that wouldn't allow him to kneel are honoring Charlie Kirk on their big screen TVs during football games. Yeah.
Also, let's talk about how our taxes are paying literally to have him flown from one place to another and giving him honors.
Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Before he died? I mean,
no.
They're flying him around? Is this like a Weekend at Bernie's situation?
No, like he's having like all these honors done. Like
so like his family probably.
No. What? This is on like Air Force One or Two, whatever one JD Vance
Oh,
gets to
okay. So
have.
they're
Like,
you're using taxpayer money to honor his memory.
yes.
Okay.
Also, why are we putting flags at half mast for him?
I know that
Like-
flags were not flown at half mast
Portman.
for Melissa Hortman or her husband or her dog or for the children who are constantly in Evergreen, Colorado. Two students died in
Yeah.
Evergreen, or no, two students died at the Annunciation Catholic Church.
That's also true.
So 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And this was the same day Charlie Kirk was
Yeah.
killed, and no one ever. I am sad to say I don't even know their names because
No,
it hasn't been in the media. It hasn't been in my algorithm. Like,
Yeah, and I know Charlie Kirk's name not because he passed away, but
Mhm.
because I already knew who he was when he was alive.
Right.
And I already didn't like him. So yeah, and these are the people also who, oh, we don't condone violence, or like, all that bullshit that they're spewing now, and it's such bullshit because
they do condone violence.
Yes.
It's just not for white people.
Trayvon Martin was killed by
Yeah.
George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And these people showed up to support George Zimmerman, brought Skittles for him to sign,
Oh
bags
my
of
God.
Skittles
Yeah.
for this man to sign, bought his gun at an auction, and it went for
They're celebrating.
millions. So if anyone is celebrating a death, it is them.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. It is just the
'Cause-
most egregious example of hypocrisy I can think of.
Yes.
It is just unfathomable.
And I will say one thing. I am not a saint. I am not a saint. I do not pretend for a second to be one. So when Luigi killed the
United
Healthcare
Healthcare
guy,
CEO.
yeah, I celebrated it. Absolutely, I 100% did.
Mhm.
If you think we're celebrating Charlie Kirk, wait until the Orange Man dies. You will see the fucking party
Oh.
I throw that day. It will be a fucking celebration. Be mad at me, call me horrible. I
because-
don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I know that people don't. I mean, he's been compared to Hitler. And I know Hitler, was responsible for the death of 6 million or more, people, right? And you can't say the same thing for Donald Trump.
Right.
But he is compared to political figures in the Jennifer's alarm just went off. The mics might not have picked it up, so just clarifying why I stopped mid-sentence there. Are you okay on time?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're comparing him to a historical political figure who has who is a Nazi. Like, he's got
Right.
Nazi-like tendencies, right?
Right.
Like, no, he's not gassing people for their religious beliefs, but he has Nazi-like tendencies, right?
Right.
And so when someone like that dies, who has so much impact over, keeping justice from being served, then people like us celebrate because we care about justice.
Right.
And justice is not being served.
To me, his death will be adjusted. And I'm not saying like someone should kill him. That is
No,
not
no,
what
no.
I'm advocating
Yeah.
for. Do not put words in my
Right.
mouth. I am saying when he dies of natural causes,
Right.
hopefully sooner than later.
I think he's like literally having a stroke as we speak.
And you know what? Yes, I will celebrate the fuck out of
Yeah.
that.
And let's talk about that just for one moment longer, because I think you're making a really good point. Like, and here's what a lot of people fail to understand is, like, there's a difference between celebrating political violence or encouraging political violence, which the right has done.
Right.
And we have so much evidence about the extreme right? Extremism on the MAGA side doing. And there's a difference between being happy that someone can no longer oppress groups of people based on how they look or talk or who they worship or whatever. And that's what is happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
And they're trying to demonize the left because we want all groups of people to be treated equally.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's
That's
fucking
exactly
stupid.
it.
Speaking of hypocrisy, let's talk a little bit about how teachers are getting fired
Right.
for posting things about what we just talked about. How they're like, hey, I don't miss Charlie Kirk, or even just quoting him.
Right.
I'm
It's,
sorry.
baffling.
You're gonna fire a teacher for the most famous Charlie Kirk quote, which is, "If some people die from gun violence, so be it. It's worth the Second Amendment, having the
Right.
Second Amendment."
Right.
So a teacher posted that and was put on administrative leave.
Like how can you say what he says is not hateful, horrible things, but then someone can lose their job over quoting him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't want to accept what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to change what he has said to somehow, oh, fuck me. I can't.
They just don't like, there's so much of these right-wing extremists in power now that it's just whatever they don't like, and they don't care about the Constitution and free speech, because if they don't like it, then you're gonna get
Right.
fired or put on leave or whatever because they don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just more hypocrisy. That's all
It's
it
so
is.
bad. It is so bad.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to jump into the book real
Yeah,
quick
we
because
should
time is
probably
running out.
Transition. Here we go.
So, Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. It follows Adrian. I keep wanting to call him Adrian. His name is Yadriel.
What?
Yadriel.
I'll call him Adrian.
Yadriel?
Oh,
maybe?
let me see. Oh yeah, if I was reading this